Everyone Imadim, which means to stand. Upon the Hukwadam, which means turn and face the east. The east is this way if you're in class. Sar, which means to turn. Oh, Salakia, I jumped ahead. Salakia. Everybody sit down, Salakia. I jumped the gun on that. Yashabia, which means to be seated. La Yasha'ala. Now, everyone else, Imadim, which means to stand. Upon the Hukwadam, which means rise and face the east. Sar, turn this way. The east is this way if you're in class. And we're going to be starting off with the Lord's Prayer. Abanawa, Shabbat Shemayim, Kodash, Haya, Shamgad, Yahweh, Malawaka, Tabaa, Ratazah, Gahaya, Ishaba, Haratazah, Kawa, Haya, Bashamayim, Nadalanawa, Lacham, How, Yawam, Wasalaflanawa, Kawawaf Nawa, Kasalaf Nawa, Kawawaf Yunawa, Wala'a, Tabaya Nawa, Banasayawan, Abal, Hawashaya Nawa, Mayan, Rai, Kayala, Ka, Hamalakwa, Wa'ala, Wahatapara, the Abalamnium, Aman, in the English. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us of our debts, as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. So be it. Hakak, the power. Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahushua, Baba Kasha, Nathanawa, Hakak, Hakak, La Pa'a, Call Makala, Wakal Manawa, Hakak, La Tahor, Hamatazariah, Hakak, La Hakwim, Hamathium, Hakak, Al Wakawa, Hatamala, the Garshan, Ba'ashim Yahushua, the Wadaman. Lord, Salaki, Yahweh, in the name of Yahushua, please give us the power to heal all manner of sickness and all manner of disease, the power to cleanse the lepers, the power to raise the dead, the power against the unclean spirits, to cast them out. In the name of Yahushua, thank you. So be it. The prayer to bless Israel, Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahushua, Barak Lanawa, Wayasha'ala, Baha, Bayaf Sapari, Barak, Rapah, Magun, Hagun, Ba'ashim Yahushua, the Wada Aman. What we just said was Yahweh, in the name of Yahushua, Salakia. Bless us and Israel and the school. Bless, heal, shield, protect our loved ones. In the name of Yahushua, thank you. So be it. Psalms 121. Asha'ah, Ayanya, Al-Haharyam, Ma'ayan, Yaba'ah, Isaiah, Ma'an, Yahweh, Aisha, Shemayim, Waharatazah, Al-Yatan, Lamawat, Regalka, Al-Yanawam, Shamarka, Hanala, Ayanawam, Wala'aya, Yashan, Shabamar, Yasha'ala, Yahweh, Shamarka, Yahweh, Tazalka, Al-Yad, Yamnika, Yabamam, Hashamash, La'ah, Yakhaya, Gawayarat, Balayala, Yahweh, Yashamarka, Makal Rad, Yashamar, Apnapashka, Yahweh, Yashamar, Tazaaka, Wabawaka, Ma'ita, Wa'ai, Awalama Man. I will lift up mine eyes into the hills, from whence cometh my help cometh from Yahweh, which made heaven and earth. He will not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee will not slumber. Behold, he that keepeth Israel shall neither slumber nor sleep. Yahweh is thy keeper. Yahweh is thy shade upon thy right hand. Yahweh shall not Salakia. Yahweh is thy keeper. Yahweh is thy shade upon thy right hand. The sun shall not smite thee by day, nor the moon by night. Yahweh shall preserve thee from all evil. He shall preserve thy soul. Yahweh shall preserve thy going out and thy coming in from this time forth and even forevermore. So be it. Psalms 83. Alahayim, al damayalacha, al the harash, wa al the shakwat, al kayahana, al yabiaka, yahama yawan, wa mashanaka, nasha'awa, ra'ash, al imaka, yarayama, sawad, wa yadayai tazawad, al tazapawanyaka, or mawa, lahawa, wanakakira, magoya, wala yazakar, sham yashala, iwad, hayan, awai tazawad, lab yakhadwa, Ayakabar Yaharafwa, Ahoya Harawam, Wayashamaoyim, Mawaba, Wahagarium, Gabal, Waimawan, Wamalat, Palashab, Anya Shabia, Tazawar, Gamashawar, Nalawa, Haimam, Hayawa, Zawawai, Labaya, Wasala, Aishala Hum, Kamadian, Kasayasa, Kayabian, Malahal, Hayashwan, Nashamadwa, Mayanda Ra, Hayawa, Daman, Dama, Shayatama, Nadiyamawa, Kai Ra, because Abba, because Abba, because Zamanad, called a say a Kumwa, Ashar, Omawa, Naya Rashala, Nawa, Nawa, Alahayim, Alahaya, Shayatama, Kagaga, like a Kwash, La Panya Kaash, Tabariara, Wakalahaba, Dalaha, Haryam Khan, Daradapma, Masaaraka, Wabasawa Patka, Dabahalom, Malaa, Panyaham, Kolawan, Wayabakwash, Shamka, Yahawa, Yabashwa, Wayabawa, Idi, Waya Kaparwa, Waya Badwa, Waya the Iowa, Haya, Thashamka, Yahawa, Labaka, Al, Yawan, Al, Call, Ha, Ratazah, Aman. Keep not keep not thou silence, O Yahweh. Hold not thy peace, and be not still, O Yahweh. For lo, thy enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, Come, and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee, the tabernacles of Edom, and the Ishmaelites of Moab, and the Hagarenes, the Baal, and Ammon, and Amalek, the Philistines, with the inhabitants of Tyre. Asa also is joined with them. They have hope in the children of Lot, Salah. Do unto them as unto the Midianites, as to Sisera, as to Jabin, at the brook of Kasan, which perished that endured. They became as dung for the earth. Make their nobles like a red, and like Zeb, yea, all the princes as Zabah, and as Zamona, who said, Let us take to ourselves the houses of Yahweh in possession. O my power, make them like a wheel, as the stubble before the wind, as the fire burneth the wood, and as the flame setteth the mountains on fire. So persecute them with thy tempest, and make them afraid with thy storm. Fill their faces with shame, that they may seek thy name. O Yahweh, let them be confounded in trouble forever. Yea, let them be put to shame and perish, that men may know that thou, whose name alone is Yahweh, art the most high over all the earth. So be it. The prayer of the blessings of the power structure. Barakatah Yahweh, Wa Yahweh Shai, Wa Meyaka'ala, Wa Alahayim, Matazabiyah, Alawap Yahanna, Halawapim, Hasaranyim, Hakantazayanyim, Hahoyayim, Wakwakian, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, the Wada Aman. Bless you, Yahweh, and Yahweh Shai, and Michael, and the angels, commanding General Yahanna, the generals, the captains, the officers, the troopers, and the sisters. Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shai, thank you. So be it. Sar, which means to turn. Yeshabia, which means to be seated. All right. We're going to pick up where we left off from last week. Everybody clap it up. All right. So we in the book of Numbers, the 33rd chapter, starting at the 43rd verse. And if this is your first time tuning in, please like, share, subscribe. You know what I mean? You got any questions or comments, just go ahead and drop them in the chat. You understand? And we're going to go ahead and get it started. Matter of fact, before I start, let me share the class to this other page on Facebook, Salakia. Let me share it on this other class. On this other page. And then we're going to go ahead and get started. All right. All right, here we go. Numbers chapter 33, verse 43. And we always start off in the Hebrew, the first. We always read in the Hebrew first, and then we go into English and read it in English. Numbers chapter 33, verse 43. Wayasaiwa, Mapa Wanwa, Wayahanai, Ba'abath. 44. Wayasaiwa, Ma'abath, Wayahanwa, Ba'ai, Yaya, Hai Barab, Hai Irabium, Baga Bawal, Mawa'ab. Verse 45. Wayasaiwa, Mayanyam, Mayahanwa, Bada Badyaban, God. 36. Wayasaiwa, Mada Yaban, God, Wayahanwa, Ba Lamwa. So like by Laman, Dabalathyam, so like Dabalathyama. 47. Wayasaiwa, Ma'al Man, Dabalath Yama, Wayahanwa, Baharia, Ha'aiba, Ha'abaria, Lapanya, Nabawa. Verse 48. Wayasaiwa, Maharia, Ha'aibarium, Wayahanwa, Rabath, Mawa'ab, Al, Yaradan, Yara Salaki, Yarahwa. Yeah, Yarahwa. Last verse of this 7. Wayahanwa, Al, Hayardan, Mabayath, Hayashamath, Abal, Hashatium, by Rabath, Mawa'ab. All right. In the English, Numbers chapter 33, verse 43. And they departed from Punan and pitched in Abath. And they departed from Abath and pitched in Ijabar in the border of Moab. And they departed from Aim and pitched in the Ibangad. And they removed from the Ibangad and encamped in Alama the Belathim, the Belathaim. And they removed from Alama the Belathaim of Salakia, Alman Belathaim, and pitched in the mountains of Abnam before Nebo. Verse 48. And they departed from the mountains of Abarim and pitched in the plains of Moab by Jordan near Jericho. And they pitched by Jordan from Beth Jeshimoth even unto Abel Shittim in the plains of Moab. So if you know where, you know who the Moabites are, this is where the Moabites dwelt in their land, and that's the so-called Moab is the so-called Chinese. So, you know, after we left or fled from Egypt, you know, we were encamping out in different lands, you know what I mean, until we made it to our land. So it was a journey that didn't happen overnight. You understand? So we covered a lot of land and we went through a lot of different lands to reach our own land that the Lord promised us when we fled from Egypt. You know what I mean? He said he was going to give us the, you know, the place overflowing with milk and honey. As you can see right now, we're in a situation here currently in America and also throughout the four corners of the earth. And I'm talking about each and every tribe from the 12 lost tribes in Israel scattered throughout the four corners of the earth, like the Bible prophesies. We will have that land when our King Christ returns and sets order back in the earth. Right now, the earth isn't in order. And we weren't in order before we left Egypt. We was worshiping other gods. We were celebrating other pagan holidays. We lost our identity and we became, you know, almost extinct in a sense. Not extinct as far as, you know, we were like, well, I shouldn't use the word extinct. We were forgotten. I'll just use that word. We almost forgot who we were. Look at the so-called black man here in America. We didn't know our identity. We're still being called by our slave masters' last names here in America. You know what I mean? Our identity was damn near wiped out. Look at the Native Indians. Their identity was damn near wiped out. You understand? Due to our oppressor and due to us disobeying the Most High God and joining ourselves to Christianity, learning a whole different religion, serving another God. That's how our identity became forgotten about. You understand? So we were going from land to land, you know what I mean, in camping out in these different various places, which you're reading about in the Bible. All right, so we going back to the Hebrew, Numbers chapter 33, verse 50. Where Dabar, Yahweh, all Mashah, Ba'ai, Rabath, Mawa'ab, Al, Yaradan, Yarahwa, La'amar, verse 51. Dabar, all Banya, Yasha'ala, Wa Marath, Alahom, Kaya, Athon, Ibari, Ath, Hayardan, all Arataza, Kanaim, verse 52. Wahawar Shatham Ath call Yeshabia Harataza Maparia Saki Mapanyakom Wa'abadathum Ath call Mashakyathum Wa'ath call Tazalamya Masakatham Da Badwa Wa'ath call Bamathum Dash the Shum Yadwa, verse 53. Wahawa Rashtam Ath call Yeshabia Harataza Mapanyakum Wabadathum Ath call Mashak Yathon Wa'ath call Tazalamya Masakathum Da Badwa Wa'ath call Bamathum Dash the Yadwa, verse 53. All right, here we go. Wahawa Rashathum Ath Harataza Wayashabtham Ba Kaya Laham Nathathya Ath Harataza Larashath Atha, verse 54. Waha Dan Kalatham Ath Harataza Bagawarla Lamasha Hahathyakum Larab Darabwa Ath Nahalathwa Walama'ait Dama'ayat Ath Nahalafwa All Ashor Yataza'ala Wa Salaki Loya Shama Haga Warla Lawa Ya Laman Tawath Abathyakum Datha Nahawa, verse 55. La'ath the war Yashua Ath Yeshabia Harataza Ma Panyakum Wahaya Ashar Dawa the Wathya war the Wathya Rawa Maha Lashakyum Ba'ayanyakum Walataza Yayam Batazayadikum Watazarawa Afkum Al Harataza Shar Athom Yashabium Ba, verse 56. Wahaya Ka Shar Dam Yafya La I Shawath La Hom Aisha La Hum. All right. In the English, Numbers chapter 33, verse 50. And the Most High spake unto Moses in the plains of Moab by Jordan, near Jericho, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, When ye are passed over Jordan into the land of Canaan, verse 52. And if you know Canaan, these are some Hamites. You know what I mean? These some Hamite, some, I can't exactly remember, but I just know that they're Africans. You know what I mean? So when you hear that word Canaan inside of the Bible, that's talking about Hamites or some type of African tribe. Verse 52. Then ye should drive out all the inhabitants of the land from before you, and destroy all their pictures, and destroy all their molten images, and quiet pluck down all their high places. 53. And ye shall dispossess the inhabitants of the land, and dwell therein, for I have given you the land to possess it. So this part of Canaan, the Most High God gave to us. Like I was saying, we were supposed to be going into the land of milk and honey, into the land that was, the fatness of the earth. So the Lord said, when we go inside of this habitation and tear down all their high places, destroy all their molten images, everything that they worship, everything that they believe in, their culture, we got to get rid of their culture. We got to exterminate their culture, because African culture isn't Israelite culture, and vice versa. So when our oppressor told us that we were Africans, the so-called white man was lying when they told us that we were Africans. Africans know that we're not Africans. We don't know who we are, you understand? Because we've been taught Christianity. And Christianity teaches that your the color of your skin doesn't matter, your nationality doesn't matter, when all that is a lie according to the Bible. There are nationalities in the Bible for a reason. There is color in the Bible for a reason. But due to Christianity, which is a lie, they like to tell and spread lies versus telling the truth. Well, when you come inside of these classes, when you tune inside of these lives and you hear us teach, we're teaching the truth. And the truth isn't a very popular thing. So it's not popular to go out and tell black people don't celebrate Christmas or don't celebrate your birthdays, because they absolutely love celebrating Christmas and love celebrating their birthdays. But we try to warn you, because that is straight up disobeying God. What we love to do in here in America, what we love to do in this country is disobey God, whether we understand it, accept it or not. We love to disobey the Lord, when the Lord didn't teach us any of these things. That's why when he told us to go in his land, to get rid of all their images, get rid of all their high places, get rid of everything due to their culture, because you're about to inhabit this land, right? Now, I want you to live on this land with the culture that I gave you. That's what the Lord is telling the Israelites in this moment. I want you to live in this land that I've given you. Since I set you free from Egypt, right? Since I released you from Pharaoh, I'm giving you all this land so you can embrace your culture, so you can wear the fringes, so you can wear the headpieces, so you can keep the dietary law, so you don't have to, whore out your women. You don't have to steal from your brother. You don't have to do things that are contrary to the Bible. That's why the Lord wants Israel to inherit the earth, and that's why we're going to be in rulership in the new kingdom. The so-called white man's kingdom won't continue to thrive like it is now. There won't be any Donald Trumps in the kingdom of heaven. There won't be any Joe Bidens or Kamala Harrises or any of that garbage in the kingdom of heaven. Yahushua, who the world knows as Jesus Christ, he's going to be the ruler of everything. And his people are going to be the dominant people that rule up under him, which are blacks, Latinos, and Native Indians. And this is what we're trying to show our people, that you have a culture. And everything that was written in the Old Testament, whether you think the Old Testament is done away with or not, is going to recycle or resurface. Every prophecy that was written in the Old Testament hasn't came to pass yet, but yet they tell you that the Old Testament is done away with, because the Christian church wants you to believe in lies, and they want to continue to thrive in their lusts. Because if they can continue to thrive in their lusts, the so-called white man can continue to live in his kingdom as the top dog. They don't want to fall from being rulers of this earth. They want things to continue to happen the way that they happen. That's why they, entice us to continue to sin against the Most High God, to tell you that color doesn't matter, to tell you that, everybody should just get along, when that's not true. You understand? Verse 53, and ye shall dispossess the inhabitants of the land and dwell therein, for I have given you the land to possess it. Verse 54, and ye shall divide the land by lot for an inheritance among your families, And to the more ye shall give the more inheritance, and to the fewer ye shall give the less inheritance. Every man's inheritance shall be in the place where his lot falleth. According to the tribes of your fathers, ye shall inherit. Verse 55. But if ye will not drive out the inhabitants of the land from before you, then it shall come to pass that those which ye let remain of them shall be pricks in your eyes and thorns in your sides, and shall vex you in the land wherein ye dwell. Moreover, it shall come to pass that I shall do unto you as I thought to do unto them. So the Lord said, if you don't get rid of these heathens out of the land, if you don't, if you keep associating yourself with these heathens, they're going to become a thorn in your side. You understand? The Lord is trying to warn us that if we continue to dwell with these heathens, they're going to always be an inspiration to us to sin against God. They're always going to be an inspiration to us for us to disown our own languages, our heritage, our what's the word I'm looking for? Our culture. Yeah, we want to start acting like the heathens. Like here in America, we marry white women, black men marry white women, and all of a sudden the brother is wearing ugly Christmas sweaters. He's talking different. You know what I mean? He's doing his hair different. He's not really caring about his people as much. He's letting his nation go to hell because he's trying to uplift a nation of people that isn't his. That's why the Lord is warning us. And he said, if we continue to dwell amongst these heathens, to dwell amongst these other nations, that he's going to do us like how it was meant for us to do them. That's the Lord warning us. And we didn't take heed to this, and we kept, committing adultery on the Lord. You understand? That's why it says it compares the nation of Israel to an adulterous whore. We kept pouring ourselves out to these other nations, and these other nations took advantage of us. And they took so much advantage of us that when we got scattered, when we got scattered throughout the four corners of the earth, like I mentioned earlier, you see how destroyed we are as a people. Everyone envies blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. Everyone hates us. No one cares about, what our identity is or what our forefathers and foremothers been through. They don't understand what it is to be really a lost human being in this earth. They can never understand it. Some of them may have some empathy. Some of them may express some sympathy and have some compassion. But you have to think, our entire nation was destroyed. And this was what the Lord was warning us back then, was trying to warn us when Moses was in rulership. And we didn't take heed. We didn't listen. And the results is us now. You understand? You may think that we have it made here in America because we can go buy iPhones and go vote. Salakia. We may think that we have it made here in America because we don't have to practice any of God's laws and we can live by what our oppressor likes to say, YOLO. You know what I mean? You only live once. We think that we can just do what we want to do when we want to do it. And that is a demise put or a thorn, what did the Bible say? Or pricks and thorns. And that's the vexation given to the nation by Satan. Satan wants us to fall due to the demises our oppressor or or the devil, who the Bible speaks of, the so-called white man. Everything that they do is so we can fall and depend on them and not depend on the Most High God. You have to look at it from that way. So every time you go to a restaurant, they got damn bacon and ham and some type of swine literally on every thing that you eat. I seen bacon on top of cinnamon rolls. I seen bacon on top of chocolate covered bacon. I mean, they literally will tempt you just with eating bacon. They put bacon literally on everything. You get what I'm saying? But according to the Bible, that's not our culture. Now imagine how hard it is just to find clean food to eat. That can become a vexation. And once you realize that, Like, damn, if we would be separate from these heathens, we wouldn't have to worry about bacon being on everything, right? If we was to separate from these heathens like the Bible commanded us, we wouldn't have to worry about the police shooting innocent black men in the street. We wouldn't have to worry about ICE storming into elementary schools. If we separated, they wouldn't be a vex on our side. We wouldn't be terrified for our lives if we would have listened to the Lord. You understand? So if we would have listened to the Most High God, we wouldn't be getting vexed by these heathens, getting vexed by the so-called white man if we would have listened to God the first time. Now, Christ came to save the nation again. You know what I mean? He came to finish and wrap up what Moses couldn't do back then. And it's not to say Moses, what he did was not important. No, that's not what we're saying. Because Christ kept the law perfectly. And he came to show his disciples and show his nation of people how to live their life perfect. Remember, the Bible says this: be ye therefore perfect, even as your Father in heaven is perfect. So he's telling you to live a lawful life according to the Bible. And that's all being perfect means, is keeping God's laws. That's all it means. Not committing adultery, not eating pork, not stealing from your brother, stealing from your sister, not stealing from anybody at all. Don't be stealing. Not murdering. You understand? Not hating your brother for any reason. That's all being perfect is. But the Christian church, they don't want to be perfect, because being perfect inside of the Christian church is offensive, because everybody in the Christian church is a sinner and they love to sin and they like to make excuses for their behavior and say, well, Jesus knows my heart. They're so disgusting in the Christian church that they say Jesus knows their heart, but yet they pray to Jesus for forgiveness. And they say they're so arrogant in the Christian church that they will pray literally before their sins. They'll go out and sin and pray before they sin, knowing they're going to go sin. That's how arrogant a Christian is. Lord, I know this is another man's wife, but I got to have her. The Lord is my shepherd and he knows my heart. He knows what I like. And you're going to go sleep with another man's wife after praying to Jesus to forgive you before you go do it. That's how disgusting a Christian is. You understand? And we do have choices. You have a choice to sin and follow and obey the Most High God, or you have a choice not to. You understand? We didn't have a choice when we came over here in America to be slaves. The so-called white man made it clear and made it and it didn't give us a choice to come over here and be slaves. I didn't have a choice for my last name to be Parker, my slave master's name. I didn't have a choice in that. That choice was stripped from my ancestors when the so-called white man said that my forefather's last name was Parker. So we don't all have choices like you think. Now, we do have choices to obey the Lord. But guess what? We don't have choices on how the Lord is going to punish us. You have a choice if you want to serve the Lord, but guess what? You don't have a choice on how the Lord will punish you for your disobedience. You understand? And me, so-called blacks and Hispanics being slaves is a prime example. Like I said, I didn't have a choice of my last name being Parker, because my forefathers sinned against the Lord. I pray you understand that. Verse 55, but if ye will not drive out the inhabitants of the land before you, then it shall come to pass that those which ye let remain of them shall be pricks in your eyes and thorns in your sides, and shall vex you in the land wherein ye dwell. Verse 56, moreover, it shall come to pass that I shall do unto you as I thought to do unto them. You understand? All right, so we're going on to the next verse. Let me check the chat real quick. All right. Numbers chapter 34, verse 1. Wayadabar, Yahweh, all, Mashallah, Amar. Verse 2. Tazawa, Af, Banya, Yasha'ala, Wa Amarath, Alahom, Kaya, Thon, Bayam, All, Ha Rataza, Kanai, Za'af, Ha Rataza, Shor, the Paul, Hum, Nabakhala, Arataza, Kanai, Lagab, Lathia. Verse 3. Wahaya, Lachom, Pa'ath, Nagab, Mama Gabor, Tazo, Tazan, Al, Yadya, Adawam, Wahaya, Lachom, Gabawal, Nagab, Makwataza, Yom, Hamalach, Chodah. Verse 4. Wanasab, Lachom, Hagabwal, Managab, Lama, Ayla, Iquar, Rabium, Wa I Bar, Tazana, Wahayawa, Dawataza Afyawa, Mana Gab, La Kodash, Bar Ranai, Wayataza Hatazar, Adar, Wa I Bar, Itazamna. Verse 5. Wanasab, Hagabawal, Ma'ai Taza Mawan, Nachala, Matazarium, Wahayawa, Dawataza Afyawa, Hayama. Verse 6. Wagabawal, Yom, Wahaya, Laham, Hayom, Hagadwal, Wagabawal, Za, Ya, Laham, Gabawal, Yom. Verse 7. Waza, Ya, Lahom, Gabawal, Taza Pawan, Man, Hayom, Haga, Dal, Tata Awa, Lahom, Har, Hahar. All right, now we're going back to the English. Numbers 34:1. And the Most High spake unto Moses, saying, Command the children of Israel, and say unto them, When ye come into the land of Canaan, this is the land that shall fall unto you for inheritance, even the land of Canaan, with the coast thereof. Then your south quarter shall be from the wilderness of Zin, along by the coast of Edom, and your south border shall be the outmost coast of the salt sea eastward. Verse 4. And your border shall turn from the south to the ascent of Bim, and pass to Zin, and the going forth thereof shall be from the south of Kadesh Barnea, and shall go on to Hazaradar, and pass on to Asman, and the border shall fetch a compass from Asman unto the river of Egypt, and the goings out of it shall be at sea. Verse 6. And as for the western border, ye shall even have the great sea for a border. This shall be your west border. Verse 7. And this shall be your north border. From the great sea ye shall point out for you Mount Hor. Numbers chapter 34, verse 8. Mahar, Hahar, Tata Awa, Laba'a, Hamat, Waya Hayawa, Dawa Taza Af, Hagabal, Taza Dada. Verse 9. Waya Taza Hagabal, Zaparna, Wahayawa, Dawa Taza Afyawa, Hatazar, Aya 9, Za, Ya, Lacham, Gabawal, Taza 1. Verse 10. Wahata Awafyatam, Lachom, Lagabawal, Quadama, Machatazar, Ayanan, Shapama, verse 11. Wayarad, Hagabal, Mashapam, Harabala, Makwadom, La'ayan, Wayarad, Hagaba, Wal, Wamaha, Al, Kathap, Yom, Kanaras, Quadama, verse 12. Wayarad, Hagaba, Wall, Hayara, Dana, Wahayawa, Dawa Taza Afyawa, Yom, Hawa Malach, Yazaf, Dahaya, Lachom, Ha Rataza, Lagabalafya, Sabyab, verse 13. Wayatazawa, Masha, Af, Banya, Yasha, Alala, Amar, Sa'af, Ha Rataza, Shar, Datha Nakhawa, Ata, Bagaba, Slaki, Bagawarla, Ashar, Tazawa, Yahweh, Lataf, Latasha, Aif, Hamatawaf, Wahatadaya, Hamata, verse 14. Kaya Lachwa, Lachwakwa, Mata, Banya, Hara, Awab, Slaki, Hara, Awabnaya, Labaya, Abathom, Wamata, Banya, Hagadya, Labaya, Abathom, Wahatazaya, Mata, Manasha, Lakwakwa, Nachalafum. All right. Numbers chapter 34, verse 8. From Mount Hor ye shall point out your border unto the entrance of Hamath, and the goings forth of the border shall be to Zedad. Verse 9. And the border shall go on to Zephron, and the goings out of it shall be at Hazarenan. This shall be your north border, and ye shall point out your east border from Hazarenan to Shepham, and the coast shall go down from Shepham to Ribelah on the east side of Ain, and the border shall descend and shall reach unto the side of the sea of Shinnereth eastward. Verse 12. And the border shall go down to Jordan, and the goings out of it shall be at the Salt Sea. This shall be your land with the coast thereof round about. Verse 13. And Moses commanded the children of Israel, saying, This is the land which ye shall inherit by lot, which the Most High commanded to give unto the 9 tribes and to the half tribe. Verse 14. For the tribe of the children of Reuben, according to the house of their fathers, and the tribe of the children of Gad, according to the house of their fathers, have received their inheritance, and half the tribe of Manasseh have received their inheritance. All right. So we going back to the Hebrew. Numbers chapter 34, verse 15. Shanya, Hamatawaf, Wachatazaya, Hamata, Lakwakwa, Nachalatam, Ma'aibar, La Yardan, Yarahwa, Quadama, Mazaraha. Verse 16. Wayadabar, Yahweh, all Masha, La Amar. Verse 17. Allah, Shamawaf, Nashim, Ashar, Yanachloa, Lakom, Af, Ha Rataza, Eleazar, Hachahan, Waya Hawashad, Ban, Nawan. Verse 18. Wanashaya, Achad, Nashaya, Achad, Mamata, Dakwa, the Kwakwa, Lana Salaki, Lana Chala, Af, Harataza, verse 19. Wala Shamawat, Nashim, Lamata, Yahawada, Khala, Ban, Yapana, Verse 20, Walamata, Manya, Shemayawan, Shamawa'al, Ban, I'm Yahanna. And these are all the tribes getting their inheritance. Lamata, Banyamni, Allah, Alya, Dad, Ban, Kasalawan. All right, back to the English. Numbers chapter 34, verse 15. The two tribes and their half tribe have received their inheritance on this side Jordan near Jericho eastward toward the sun rising. Verse 16, and the Most High spake unto Moses, saying, these are the names of the men which shall divide the land into you, Eleazar the priest, and Joshua the son of Nun. Verse 18, and ye shall take one prince of every tribe to divide the land by inheritance. Verse 19, and the names of the men are these, of the tribe of Judah, Caleb, the son of Jephunneh. Verse 20, and of the tribe of the children of Simeon, Shemuel, the son of Ammihud. Verse 21, and of the tribe of Benjamin, Eladad, the son of Chislon. All right. Numbers chapter 34, verse 22. Walamata, Banya, Dan, Nasha Ya'a, Bakhoya, Ban, Yaga, Yagalia. Verse 23. Labanya, Yawasap, Lamata, Banya, Manasha, Nasha Ya'a, Hanya Al, Ban, Apad. Verse 24. Walamata, Banya, Aparium, Nasha Ya'a, Wam Wa'al, Ban, Shapatan. Verse 25. Walamata, Banya, Zabalawan, Nasha Ya'a, Alya Tazapan, Ban, Parnak, Salakia. Verse 26, Walamata, Banya, Yashashakar, Nasha Ya'a, Palatya Al, Ban, Aizan. Verse 27, Walamata, Banya, Ashar, Nasha Ya'a, Achya, Yehoda, Ban, Shalomya. Verse 28, Walamata, Manya, Napathalya, Nasha Ya'a, Paraha'al, Ban, I'm Yehoda. So like I'm Yehoda. I'm Yehoda. All right, back to the English. Numbers chapter 34, verse 22. And the prince of the tribe of the children of Dan, Bucky, the son of Jogli. 23. The prince of the children of Joseph, for the tribe of the children of Manasseh, Hanil, the son of Ephod. Verse 24. And the prince of the tribe of the children of Ephraim, Kemuel, the son of Shipton. Verse 25. And the prince of the tribe of the children of Zebulun, Elizaphan, the son of Parnak. 26. And the prince of the tribe of the children of Issachar, Paltiel, the son of Azanan. 27. The prince of the tribe of the children of Asher, Ahadad, the son of Shalomai. Verse 28. And the prince of the tribe of the children of Tali, Pedahel, the son of Ammihud. Numbers chapter 34, verse 29. Allah, Ashar, Tazawa, Yahweh, Lanachal, Af, Banya, Yasha'ala, Ba'arataza, Kanai. Numbers chapter 35, verse 1. Well, Yadabar, Yahweh, Al, Mashah, Ba'ai, Rabath, Mawa'ab, Al, Yara, Dan, Yara, Yarakwa, La Amar. Verse 2. Tazawa, Af, Banya, Yasha'ala, Wana, Wanathwa, Lala Wayam, Mana Khalaf, Akhazatam, Ayariam, La Shabbat, Wamagar Garash, La Irayam, Sabaya, Sabaya Bathyahum, the Tanwa, yeah, the Tanwa, La Loyam. Verse 3. Wahayawa, Ha'ayam, Lahom, La Shabbat, Wamagar. Wamagar Yashyahom, Yahayawa, Laba Hamatham, Walara Kasham, Wala Hal, Hayatam. Verse 4. Wamagar Garashya, Ha'ayam, Ashar, the Tanwa, Lala Laloyam, Makwar. Mahoyar, Hayar, Wahawa Tza, Alak, Ama, Sayab, Sabiyab, Salaki Sabiyab. Verse 5. Wamada Dom, Mahawataza, La'ai Yor, Af, Pa'af, Quadama, Alapyum, Ba'ama, Wa'af, Pa'af, Nagab, Alapyum, Ba'ama, Wa'af, Pa'af, Yom, Alapyum, Ba'ama, Wa'af, Pa'af, Tazapawan, Alapyum, Ba'ama, Wahayar, Bathawak, Za, Ya Lahom, Magarashim, Ha'ayam. Verse 6. Wa'af, Ha'ayam, Ashar, the Tanwa, Lala Waya, so like it, Lala Wayam, Af, Shasha, Ayarya, Hama Kwalat, Ashar, the Tanwa, Lanas, Shema, Haratazak, Wa'al Yaham, the Tanwa, Ara Ba'ayim, Washatyam, Ayar, yeah, Ayar. Numbers chapter 34, verse 29. These are they whom the Most High commanded to divide the inheritance unto the children of Israel in the land of Canaan. Numbers chapter 35, verse 1. And the Most High spake unto Moses in the plains of Moab by Jordan near Jericho, saying, Command the children of Israel that they give unto the Levites of the inheritance of their possession cities to dwell in, and ye shall give also unto the Levites suburbs for the cities round about them. Verse 3, and the cities shall they have to dwell in, and the suburbs of them shall be for their cattle and for their goods and for all their beasts. Verse 4, and the suburbs of the city which ye shall give unto the Levites shall reach from the wall of the city and outward 1,000 cubits round about, Verse 5, and ye shall measure from without the city of the east. So this is measuring out space for the Levites because they always had their own space. The Levites had a very special or particular job, which was keeping the law, doing the Sabbath service, doing all the priesthood, anything priestly pertaining to God's laws and the ordinances. The Levites made sure everything was intact. You understand? So this is, you know, setting up the perimeter in the land that the Most High gave us for the Levites or for the Levitical priesthood. So that's what you're reading. That's what we're reading about now. And the suburbs of the city which ye shall give unto the Levites shall reach from the wall of the city and outward 1,000 cubits round about. Verse 5, and ye shall measure from without the city of the east side 2,000 cubits, and on the south side 2,000 cubits, and on the west side 2,000 cubits, and on the north side 2,000 cubits, and the city shall be in the midst. This shall be to them the suburbs of the cities. And among the cities which ye shall give unto the Levites, there shall be 6 cities for refuge, which ye shall appoint for the manslayer, that he may flee thither, and to them ye shall add 42 cities. So the manslayer, if you say like you, that part is set up a perimeter where people could go. Like say if you unalive someone or kill someone accidentally, right? Now, you took a person's life, so the Lord set up a city of refuge. You would have to stay in that land because, quite naturally, if you unalive somebody, the family's going to want the vengeance. And, you know, by right, the law is eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth. So they have that right to take your life, right? So, but the Lord set up a city where the manslayer could dwell and no one could do any harm to him. But if that manslayer got caught outside of that city, it was a wrap. It was a wrap. So the Lord, you know, he is very just in his judging. Now, if you just going around unaliving and killing people, you would have got executed. But things happen. You know what I mean? Certain things happen. It could have been like people, uh, like manslaughter. Our oppressor has charges like manslaughter or vehicular homicide. You didn't mean to kill someone intentionally, right? So you wouldn't get the same sentence as someone to murder someone or premeditated murder. So the Lord would set up a perimeter in the city for the manslayer who may have unalived or killed someone by accident, you know what I mean? Or it wasn't intentional. So you would have to dwell there. But if you got caught lacking outside of that perimeter, if you're supposed to be in that perimeter, and if someone whose family member you unalive catches you lacking, hey, then you shouldn't have been out that perimeter. You know the law. You should be in that perimeter if you're a manslayer. You understand? All right. So with that, that's all the verses being read. And with that, Imadium, just me up here. La Yashala, which means to Israel. Everyone else, Imadium, which means to stand. Wapanya Wadam, which means rise and face the east. Sar, the east is this way. The Lord's Prayer. Abanawa, Shabbat Shemayim, Kudash, Hayah, Shamka, Yahweh, Malawaka, Taba'a, Ratazak, Aya, Shaba, Haratazak, Kawa, Haya, Bashamayo, Nadalanava, Lacham, Call, Yawan, Wasalaklanava, Kawafnava, Kasalaknava, Kawafyanava, Wala, Dabayanava, Banasayawan, Abal, Havashayanava, Mayan, Rai, Kayala, Ka, Hamalakwa, Waalawa, Hataparwa, the Avalamim, Aman. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us of our debts, as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever. So be it. Hakak the power. Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahweh Shah, Baba Kashah, Nathan Lenawala, Hakak, Hakak, La Pa'a, Call Makala, Wakal Marawa, Hakak, La Tahar, Hamatazarayam, Hakak, La Hakim, Hamakim, Hakak, Albakawa, the Tamala, La Garshan, Ba'ashim Yahweh Shah, the Wada Aman. Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shah, please give us the power to heal all manner of sickness and all manner of disease, the power to cleanse the lepers, the power to raise the dead, the power against the unclean spirits, to cast them out. In the name of Yahweh Shai, thank you. So be it. The prayer to bless Israel, Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, Barak Lanawa, Wayashala, Waha, Bayab Sapoy, Barak, Rapah, Magun, Hagun, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, the Wad Aman. What we just said was Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shai, bless us and Israel and the school. Bless, heal, shield, protect our loved ones. In the name of Yahweh Shai, thank you. So be it. Psalms 121. Asha'a, Ayanye, Ahaharia, Mayan, Yaba, Isaiah, Ma'an, Yahweh, Aisha, Shemayim, Waharataza, Al Yadan, Mawak, Regalka, Al Yanawam, Shamarka, Hanala, Yanawam, Wala, Yashan, Shawamar, Yashala, Yahweh, Shamarka, Yahweh, Tazalka, Al Yad, Yamnika, Yawamam, Hashamashla, Yakayaka, Wayarak, Balayala, Yahweh, Yashamarka, Makal Ra, Yashamar, Apna Pashka, Yahweh, Yashamar, Tazaaka, Salak, Tazaaka, Wabawaga, Mayata, Wa'ai, Awalam, Aman. I will lift up mine eyes into the hills, from whence cometh my help. My help cometh from Yahweh, which made heaven and earth. He will not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee will not slumber. Behold, he that keepeth Israel shall neither slumber nor sleep. Yahweh is thy keeper. Yahweh is thy shade upon thy right hand. The sun shall not smite thee by day, nor the moon by night. Yahweh shall preserve thee from all evil. He shall preserve thy soul. Yahweh shall preserve thy going out and thy coming in, from this time forth and even forevermore. So be it. Psalms 83. Alahai, al damayalacha, al vacharash, al vashqua, al kayahana, al yabika, Yahama Yawan, Wamashanaka, Nasha'awa, Ra'ash, al amaka, Yarayama, Sawad, Wayatayai Tazawa, al Tazap Pawanyaka, or Mawa, Lahawa, Wanakakida, Magoya, Wala'a, Yazakor, Sham Yashala, Iwad, Kaya, Nawai Tazawa, La, Yahadwa, Al Yakabar, Yahawakwa, Aho Yahadawam, Bayashamaoyim, Mawaba, Wahagoyim, Gabal, Waimawan, Wamalat, Palashab, Haim Yashabia, Tazawur, Gam Ashawur, Nalawa, Imam, Hayawa, Zawawai, Labanya Lawat Salah, Aisha Laham, Kabadim, Kasayasa, Kayabim, Manachal, Koyashwan, Nashamagwa, Bayanda, Hayawa, Daman, Dama, Shayatamo, Nadiabawa, Kai Rab, Wakazaba, Wakazaba, Wakazalmanan, Call na say a come Ashar, Amawa, Naya Rashala, Nawa, Nawa, Alahayim, Alahaya, Shayatamo, Kagaga, Lekakwash, Lapanya Ruka, Kaash, the Bari Iowa, Wakalahaba, the Lahat Haryam, Khan, the Adapma, Basa Wabasawa Paka, the Halom, Malaa, Panyaham, Kwalawan, Wayabakwashwa, Shamga, Yahawa, Yabashwa, Wayabaal, Salaki, Wayabaal, IDI, Waya Kapara, Waya Badwa, Waya the Iowa, Haya, Fashamga, Yahawa, the Baga, Al Yawan, Al Call her Rataza, Aman. Keep not thy silence, O Yahweh, hold not thy peace, and be not still, O Yahweh, for lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. But they have consulted together with one consent. There are confederate against thee, the tabernacles of Edom, and the Ishmaelites of Moab, and the Hagarenes, Gabal, and Ammon, and Amalek, the Philistines, with the inhabitants of Tyre. Asa also is joined with them. They have hope of the children of Lot. Salah, do unto them as unto the Midianites, as to Sisir, as to Jabin, at the brook of Kasan, which perished at Endor. They became as dung for the earth. Make their nobles like a red, and like Zed, yea, all the princes as Zabah, and as Zamuna, who said, let us take to ourselves the houses of Yahweh in possession. O my power, make them like a wheel, as the stubble before the wind, as the fire burneth the wood, and as the flame setteth the mountains on fire. So persecute them with thy tempest, and make them afraid with thy storm. Fill their faces with shame, that they may seek thy name. O Yahweh, let them be confounded in trouble forever. Yea, let them be put to shame and perish, that men may know that thou, whose name alone is Yahweh, art the most high over all the earth. So be it. Prepare the blessings of the power structure. Barakatah Yahweh, Wa Yahweh Shai, Wa Mayaka'ala, Wa Alahayim, Matazabia, Alawap Yahanna, Ha Alawapim, Ha Saranyim, Ha Katazayanyim, Ha Hoyayim, Wa Hwakim, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, the Wada Aman. Bless you, Yahweh, and Yahweh Shai, and Michael, and the angels, commanding General Yahanna, the generals, the captains, the officers, the troopers, and the sisters. Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shai, thank you. So be it. Sar, which means to turn. Sisters, Yeshabia, men of Israel. We're going to give one courtesy salute to the brothers. Men of Israel, Ahmad Shabbat, Ahmad Barak, Yahba Shimei Shah Brakathon, Yajamatah, Sar, face of sisters, Sar, Salaki, sisters, Ahmadim, which means to stand. Men of Israel, we're going to give one courtesy salute to the sisters. Men of Israel, Ahmadim Shabbat, Ahmadim, Barak, Yahweh Shamar, Alathamba, Hashem Yahweh Shah, Yajamatah, dismiss.